Okay, so while I was at work today, I went to my little lunch break thrift store that I go to. Pretty much I go there every Thursday or at least every other Thursday. I don't know why, I just pick Thursdays as the day I go there. And I only got a couple of things, nothing really extremely exciting to talk about. But I also still have some things that I got there last week that I have not gotten listed yet. So I'm going to take pictures of this shirt right here, and then maybe the things that I got today, and then I'll walk you through why I bought them, what I think they're worth, and what I paid for them. And maybe it'll be exciting, but it will probably be boring. But I'm going to start with this shirt right here. So just give me a second to get my camera turned around, and then we're going to take some photos. Then we'll go in the other room and pack up for orders that came in today. And we'll talk about how much money we made on each of these items and how much profit came in today. It's going to be, let's say, I think it's going to be like $170 before shipping labels, so maybe $120 after labels. So that's my prediction right now. Keep that in mind for the end of the video, see if I got it right. So let's get going. All right, I'm trying a new camera angle here, so we'll see how it goes. But okay, what do we have here? This is a Callaway. Do I even have this started? Yeah. Okay, so this is a Callaway golf shirt. It has this embroidered chest thing here that's from the Hofbrau München brewery. So it has HB, which I guess stands for brewery, Hofbrau brewery, and then underneath it says München. I think this is in Germany. This sounds like Germany to me. It could be Austria, I guess. I don't really know anything about. I didn't even know this word. When I saw this shirt, I assumed it was a golf course of some kind, München golf course, because I mean it's a golf shirt. So I'm guessing that this brewery sponsored a golf event at some point in history, and this was the result of that. It could also be they just bought these for staff or something with the embroidered logo. I don't know. There is no sales history of something like this, so I'm just kind of gonna take a guess on what it's worth. And I only paid $2 for it. Last week, all clothing at the thrift store was $2. So I just picked up this and another shirt I'll show you in a second. I'm trying to not spend a lot of energy on clothing because it's a pain. I don't like laying stuff out and taking all the photos and all the measurements and all this stuff. It's just not fun for me. So I keep saying it, that I'm going to put a moratorium on buying clothes. But then if you see something that's only $2, how are you supposed to pass it up? So I think I'm going to list this for $20 and hopefully sell it for that. We'll see. I'm going to grab my tape measure here. So I'm not really set up for clothes either. Like ideally you have a slant board with some fleece kind of cloth on it so that it can rest on there and that you can take the pictures quickly and easily, but I'm not set up for that. I just have this flat piece here. Where's my pencil for this thing? It's missing. This is a little board that you can write on. I don't know if you can see it. I'm gonna write with the back end of the pen. Chest, shoulder, length, and hem. And I'm gonna take these 4 measurements. So the chest, 23. Take a picture of it. Shoulder. I don't know the real proper way to do this. I usually just go like from one seam to the other seam on the shoulders, which is about 19. Take a picture of it. So yeah, you can see why I don't like doing this. It takes too much time. I guess you save the time when it comes time to ship a shirt or a pair of pants or whatever, but for me, the preparation time is too long. And then the other shirt I'm going to show you needs to be washed, and so that's another reason why I wouldn't steer clear. I'm going to start trying to steer away from clothing because I don't want to have to wash it. That's just a pain in the butt. So 23. So there's my measurements. I'm going to take a picture of this thing and include it in the listing. Okay, fold this up real quick. So folding and handling all these things, I don't know, clothing, not for me. So if you see me out in the store and I'm looking at a rack of clothes, remind me of what I just said, because it's really easy. It's really easy to get, to forget that you don't want to do something. So, okay, so this is going in here. I've got some stickers here somewhere. Here's some. This says 263, so I'll put this in a tote bin, and I'll put that number on there so I know exactly what shirt to pull when it's time to ship this, assuming it ever sells. Like I said, there's no history of sales on this, but I'm sure this is worth $20 or $24 or something like that. So let's see. Let's go to the item specifics. We'll go down here to the custom SKU field, and I'm going to put T, I think this is T2, that's tote 2, and then 263, comma, that's it. Now I have to go to the description and put these measurements in. I put measurements in as many places as I can, because I don't want to get returns on clothing because they don't fit. And if I do get them, I want to be able to get on my high horse and say, I told you the measurements. Okay. The other shirt I bought last week is this Tom of Finland. It's a vodka shirt, vodka company. I'm not sure how it's related, but there's a Tom of Finland that's like LGBT gay interest. I don't know if it's this same brand or what, but they sell shirts that look similar to this, plain black with white print on them, that have like men in leather outfits and stuff on them. So those shirts sell very well. I don't see any sales history of this exact shirt that's you know, just basic font on it. But for $2, I was going to take a chance that somebody would buy it, probably for $15 or $20. Let's see. The Callaway shirt, I have it right now, $22.99, and the Tom of Finland. I still put LGBT and pride in the title. So I'm going to ask $19 for this. So I'm going to get that in the wash when I do laundry, and get it listed right away. Okay, another thing I want to do, I want to show you this light fixture. This is something I've been testing my ChatGPT research tool to help me figure out what this is. It's some sort of a hanging pendant light. It's like, this is bronze or brass. It has this ribbed slag glass in here. At one time it was painted. I think it probably had a transition it went from this blue to red to yellow, but the red has totally disappeared, and the blue and yellow is starting to flake off too. So this is a little hard to see here. Let's see if I can get the lamp to shine through it, maybe. So I have no idea, you know, the provenance of this or really anything about it. ChatGPT gave me some suggestions on what it might be, Art Nouveau or Art Deco piece from the 1910s or 1920s. I cannot find a comp of that exact thing, so it seems like it's probably not going to be, I'm not going to find a comp, but I'm just going to go ahead and list it. I think I'm going to list it with a price of $90 and see if that's doable. Okay, I don't have listings prepared for this. This is stuff I bought today. This is Mitchell and Ness Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks vest. It's like a puffer vest. So I don't have the listing ready to go for this, but I wanted to show it to you. I think it was $6, and then I got this thrift store gives you a loyalty. They have like a loyalty program. So I think I paid $8. Some $8 and some cents for both of these things that I bought. Here's the receipt. $8.73. So I got that vest. I think it could be worth as much as $70, but I think I'll probably list it for like $35 or $40. And then I got this, what's her name? Sheila. Sheila's houses. They make these wooden houses. And this one is the Biltmore Estate. That's the Vanderbilt. I think that's the Vanderbilt home. This was $3, you can see. I got that discount though, so it's gonna be a little cheaper than that. I think this is probably worth $25 or $30. It seemed like it had a pretty decent sell-through rate. These houses, collectible houses, you put them on your shelves. They're mostly like historical homes. The prices on these things are all over the place. I have a lot of like six or eight of them going right now for $60. But this one, like I said, I think it's probably worth $25, maybe $30. I paid $3 for it, so I'll get a draft of that written up tonight, and then get some photos and get it listed as quickly as possible. So I think that's all I'm going to do for photos right now. I've got to wash that. I have to wash that shirt. I have to get these listings written up. So I'm just going to cut to the other room where I'm going to be packing up tonight's orders. So let's do that. Okay, I have grabbed everything that's going to get shipped out tomorrow. And some of these things are already sort of stored in boxes, so they should be pretty easy to ship. Hopefully this will go quickly. Jessica just got home, and I don't want to be down here for too long while she's upstairs by herself. So let's start with these. This is called Matthew Henry's Commentary on the Whole Bible. I don't know if this is a complete set. I've got volume 1 through 6. If it gets a little noisy here, I'm leaving this fan on. It's a little warm down here, and I'm going to sacrifice sound quality for comfort tonight. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if there's supposed to be 6 volumes or 7 or 10 or what, but I've got 6. I paid for these $13.14 at Unique, the thrift store, Unique thrift store. It's also called Savers. I think it's also called Value Village. But the one closest to me is called Unique. I go there all the time, and mostly I find religious books there. They usually do pretty well. This set I've had since November. That probably got listed in the end of November. And it's August 29th? 28th right now. So I've had these for about 8 or 9 months. They sold for $75 just prior to me starting this video. So yeah, 8, 9, or 10 months, and we've made $75 off of 13. So we'll probably end up making about $45 or $50 on this box. I have a bunch of these hefty boxes. They're like, I don't know what they're from. I found a whole stack of these sitting out on the side of the street one time, and I brought them all home, and I almost never use them because the way they seal, they leave this gap here in the middle, and I just don't like that. And also they're really hefty. Like this box weighs about 3 times as much as a normal box this size. But in this case, these books are going to need a stronger box, because they're pretty heavy. So this will be a nice strong box. I'm going to pack this paper in here pretty tightly. I probably should have put some paper on each end to kind of distribute the weight, but I guess I didn't want to. And then this kind of a box, it's so thick, it's not really that easy to resize. So I'm gonna have to fill the top up here as well. I wonder if I have this corrugated cardboard. That would probably be good for that. Probably use this to take care of that gap. I might have to cut a little bit of it off. Cut off about that much. And then that'll fit in there and keep this box sealed the entire way. I'm not sure why they make boxes like that have those kind of gaps. It seems like nobody would want that, but it is pretty common. I've seen, I'm often looking on Facebook Marketplace for boxes, and sometimes I see them and they're pretty cheap, and I think, well, I'll buy all these from a guy who's got 20,000 of them or whatever. And then I look at it and it says they have a gap, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna buy those even for $0.25 a piece or whatever, because I'll never want to use them. Okay, this box is gonna be pretty heavy. Right now it's just the paper that's in there that's making it bulge up a little bit, but I think it will compress over time. So I think I'm gonna get a strip of cardboard and fill this gap. I don't know, maybe I won't. Maybe I should have pulled my hot glue gun out and glued these flaps down. There's really nothing. There's nothing to attach them to except for to each other. So let's see if I put one of these in there. Will that go in? Put this right here. Put this in and then slide it back under this flap. Then at least maybe we got a little something to attach some tape to. I think. Maybe not. Who knows? We'll try it anyway. So now I can put the tape here and then there. And do that again. Okay. I'm going to cut a strip. This is probably overkill. I mean, these are $75 worth of books, so it takes me a little extra work. I can afford it. All right, I cut that a little too wide. All right, try again. Too wide. All right, this is some boring footage. but sometimes things are boring in life, so just get used to it. All right, one more strip, and then I've got something to stick tape to, I think. So I can do one this way. I did get some more of my fiberglass reinforced tape, but I didn't bring it down here, and I don't feel like going up and getting it right now. But this box, it wouldn't hurt to put a little bit of reinforcing tape around the sides to keep these corners from blowing out. But like I said, this is a pretty heavy duty box. It doesn't look like a double walled box, but I guess it's just made with stronger quality cardboard. Okay, so that's done. Let's get a weight on it. All right, how much does it weigh? Let's call it books. Shoot, 19 pounds. Wow. I hope that I charged enough shipping on this. 16 by 10 by, this might end up at FedEx 8. I don't really want to go to FedEx tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna go. I was trying to contemplate buying, well, I was planning to buy some bubble wrap, but I usually get it from American Bubble Boy. I think a lot of people get it from them. And every time I bought it before, I just had it shipped here. But I was looking at the difference in cost of doing a pickup, because they have a warehouse that's not really too far from here. It's about a 30 minute drive, I guess. So I was doing some math in my head and figuring out how much money I would save by going and picking it up, and if I would want to get paid that much for an hour's worth of work if I have to drive there half an hour and turn around, drive back. So I might be going out tomorrow to get bubble wrap. So that might send me out to the FedEx store too. Okay, that one's done. Let's go in order. This is a Starbucks coffee mug. I sold one of these a couple of weeks ago. I think I have 3 more. I bought 5 of these mugs at my same lunch break thrift store I was talking about earlier. They were only $2 a piece at that store, and that store is usually a little more savvy about how much stuff is worth, especially something like this. Like, everybody kind of knows these Starbucks mugs are, at least they were a hot commodity a little while ago. There's these are the ones where they have all the different cities and states. So this one is Philadelphia, the Been There series across the globe collection. I think I paid $2 for it not long ago. This would have been July 31st. I paid $2 for it and sold it for $27 plus shipping. Somebody gave me some advice, Linda, in the comments, to use masking tape to hold bubble wrap down, so it makes it easier for the buyer to find it and take the bubble wrap off, rather than using Scotch tape that becomes kind of invisible. So I thought it was a good idea, especially because bubble wrap is the masking tape's a little bit cheaper than the Scotch tape. So thanks, Linda. I got this tape a little while ago, and it just took me a while to get it down here and start using it, but there it is. That should be easy for a buyer to take off for sure. All right, let's get some paper in this box. This box might be a little bit oversized for a mug like this, but it will do a good job of protecting it, because it's going to be floating in the middle here, and there's going to be 2 or 3 inches of padding all around it, so it should be very safe. I could have even put that mug inside a little smaller box and put it in here, but I think that'd be overkill for $26. So there we go, mug. This is 9 by 9 by 9. It's actually an 8 by 8 by 8 box, but that's the interior dimensions. 2 pounds. Who's it going to? I didn't get initials on the Bible books. This is going to CA in Pennsylvania. So they're buying the city that they live in, or they live nearby. Oh, okay. Matthew Henry books are going to NP in Vermont. All right, next up. I just listed these a couple of days ago. I didn't even know for sure if they were sellable. And these are screenplays, scripts. This one is Reservoir Dogs, and this one is True Romance, both written by Quentin Tarantino. I was guessing, because this one has like the actual talent agency information on it, that this might have been like an official script that somebody who was trying out for a part would have seen, or somebody, it might have been the real script, not just a dupe, a reproduction. Because I know back then, around the time these movies came out in the 90s, it was kind of popular for people to make bootlegs of these scripts and sell them at conventions or whatever. So I had a suspicion that they were real because of that logo, but I don't know. They are pretty. This looks like it's been a copy of a copy of a copy. You know, looks pretty old. Somebody threw these in a garbage bin, and I took them out. And I had them at work. I was actually thinking about reading them. I had them in my desk, like the cubby hole of my desk, probably for 4 years. And just the other day I was cleaning my desk off, and I thought, why do I still have these? Let's just take these home and see if somebody will buy them. And they did almost immediately. And I probably could have charged more. I charged $27 plus shipping on these. They're going to be going overseas through the eBay International program. Let's see where they're going. Netherlands. So I guess I don't know what's going on with tariffs and other countries, but I'm under the impression that a lot of countries they're not shipping stuff to America right now. And I've heard a lot of Canadian eBay sellers saying they're basically been put out of business by these tariffs. And I thought that somebody told me something about a bunch of countries that said they just are not going to be handling any USPS packages that come into their country. So I don't know what about the Netherlands. I guess I'm assuming that this will get shipped to the Netherlands by USPS. I thought so. Well, I'm going to send it to eBay, and then however they send it, that's their business. I don't know how it's going to work. But I do feel a lot of empathy for these Canadian sellers I've been seeing talking about, you know, their livelihood has just disappeared. And if they're not making money, they're not going to be buying stuff from me. So it's no good for anybody. Scripts, 3 pounds, 1 ounce, a little bit heavier than I want it to be. 13 by 10 by 3. And I'll just write EIS on here. So eBay International Shipping. All right, the last package we have is these light bulbs. Not technically supposed to sell incandescent light bulbs on eBay. They don't really allow it. But these snuck through, and I don't feel upset about it. I had another light, like a single light bulb that I sold for $11 or $12, and the buyer said, I don't like it and I want to send it back. And so it came back to me. The package had never even been opened. It was obviously brand new. They didn't even check to see what was inside the box. They just sent it right back to me, and then I relisted it, and it very quickly, like within 24 hours, eBay's police bot, whatever you call it, caught it and took it down and said, I'm not allowed to sell it. So I was worried that my other listings of the same types of items would get taken down, but so far so good. These I got off Craigslist for somebody was cleaning their attic out and just wanted to get rid of these light bulbs. So I have these. I have a whole bunch of other ones. I have some that I'll be probably just selling at a garage sale. I'm contemplating a garage sale this weekend, but it is a lot of work, and I don't know if I'm going to want to do it or not. But the summer's basically over. If I'm going to do it, I should do it now. I'm double boxing these light bulbs because they're pretty fragile, you know, light bulbs, thin glass. So this is the box I had it stored in. This is the box I'm going to ship it in. It's going to have not a huge amount of space around it, but some. So I put a little on the bottom. I'm going to put it, these sides and the bottom and the top don't have much space to fill, but these two sides do. I think this is going to be just fine. I think the double layers of cardboard plus those bulbs are in cardboard boxes should get this where it's going. I don't even know where it's going. Hopefully not too far. Oh, Florida, of course. It seems like anytime there's something that I'm worried about breaking, it's going to Florida or Oregon or Washington State. It's like it's always got to be someplace far away if it's a fragile item. Los Angeles. But I was just saying yesterday I'm not getting that many distant buyers these days, but this one's going all the way to Florida. Somebody in Florida probably thinks that LED bulbs are woke or something. I don't know. They want to use the old-fashioned kind. Bulbs. It's not going to weigh much. 3 pounds. 12 by 12 by 6. Right? Yeah. It's probably 13.7 actually, but this is going to be fine. And it's going to CP in Florida. Okay, I'm about to go buy all the labels for these packages, and then I'll come back, tell you how much each of these actually earned. These bulbs sold for $39, even though I got them for free. So we'll add it all up, see how much money we made today, and I'll tell you all of that. So hang around for one more second. These 4 guys all have labels on them. They're ready to go. That's a heavy one. I feel bad putting it out on the porch for my carrier, but I'm gonna do it. I've already put in the pickup request. So tomorrow morning, I'll leave these out. She'll come and get them around noon or 11. I think that's when she usually comes. So let's go through profits here. All right. The light bulbs. These are Commonwealth Edison light bulbs. It's 41 watts and 14 light bulbs, and I sold them for $39 plus shipping. After fees and everything, we made $32.83 on those. The 2 Tarantino screenplays, let's see, $22.95 profit on those. The Starbucks mug, $21.07. And then finally, this set of 6 books, Matthew Henry's commentary on the Bible. It did have a rather high cost of goods, and I guess my shipping is right on the money. So I'm not really getting out ahead on this one too much. The buyer paid $74.99, and I'm only bringing home $48.74. So that's a little bit of a drop, but the cost of goods was like $13. The eBay fee is like $14.11. So it all adds up, and it drops the price down to the value down to $48.73. So it's okay. That means right now at 9:18 p.m. on Thursday night, we made $125.59. So I've got, let's see, 9, 10, 11, 12, got about 5 more hours where somebody could buy something, and that might end up on today's spreadsheet. But right now, 125.59. We haven't been doing that well lately, so that feels pretty good. There's like 4 days in a row where it's under $100, and then yesterday I had a late night sale come in that brought me up to just over 100 at 101. So today 125 is not too bad. I hope I do get another couple of sales tonight, but we'll see. So in any event, that gives us an average profit per day right now during the month of August of $135.32 and just over $30 average profit per sale. So yeah, we need to start making a lot more money, and we are going into the 4th quarter, so hopefully things will pick up then. Until they do, we're just going to keep going like we're doing. I'm going to be back every single day of the week making a new video, so if you want to join me, I'd love it if you subscribed. So that's it for tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye.